Disney fans must watch this 97% RT fantasy film that's dominating Netflix. Netflix's K-pop Demon Hunters is by far the most successful animated feature from the streaming service. Released on June 20, 2025, the film saw a massive amount of viewership, which only grew in the following weeks, topping Netflix's most viewed charts across the globe. The enormous success of the film has warranted a theatrically released sing-along version, which overshadowed Weapons in its opening weekend with a box office of $18 million across 1,700 North American theaters. The film's success was rather surprising, given Netflix's lack of success with previously released animated features. 2 months after its release, K-pop Demon Hunters has surpassed many of Disney's recent animated works, which is especially surprising given that it uses the classic Disney formula that made films like Frozen and Moana so popular. Given that Netflix reportedly wants to make a franchise out of the film, Disney should certainly rethink its use of the formula. What is K-pop Demon Hunters? The 2025 animated film was produced by Sony. K-pop Demon Hunters is an animated feature produced by Sony Pictures Animation and distributed by Netflix. The film was announced back in March 2021, releasing 4 years later on the streaming service. Directed by Maggie Kong and Chris Applehands, based on a screenplay co-written with Donya Jimenez and Hannah McMechen. Kong based the story around her Korean heritage, with the film being heavily steeped in modern Korean culture, while also blending Korean mythology and demonology. Character. Voice actor. Rumi. Arden Cho. Mira. Mei Hong. Zoe. Ji Young-yu. Jinu. On Hyo-seop. Celine. Yeonjin Kim. Bobby. Ken Jeong. G.W. Ima. Lee Byung-hun. Hila Han. Daniel Dae Kim. The film also capitalizes on the current global popularity of the K-pop, Korean pop music genre, which is dominated by boy groups like BTS, 17, and SHINee, and girl groups like Blackpink, Twice, LE Seraphim, as well as Katseye, the global group under a K-pop music label, HYB. The film does a fantastic job of capitalizing on the zeitgeist of K-pop's current unprecedented global popularity, with a soundtrack that works seamlessly within the narrative of the story while also being perfectly suited for real-life radio play. The voice cast includes big names in Hollywood like Daniel Dae Kim, Arden Cho, and Ken Jeong, as well as On Hyo-seop, Mei Hong, and Ji Young-yu. The plot of K-pop Demon Hunters, explained. The film follows a trio of demon-hunting K-pop stars. The film follows a trio of singers, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe, in a K-pop group called Hunter/X, who secretly protect the world from demons. Using their voices, the 3 singers are able to create a magical barrier called the Honmoon, which has to constantly be maintained. When the evil demon ruler, G.W. Ima, recruits a group of demons, led by Jinu, to pose as a K-pop boy band called the Soja Boys, Hunter/X must fight to maintain their spot on the charts while also protecting the world from evil and dealing with the interpersonal dynamics of their group. While the film follows the common trope of a group of characters living a double life as superheroes, it manages to feel fresh, with the group's identities as K-pop stars actively helping them protect the world. The film features a romance between the lead character, Rumi, and Jinu, in a storyline that plays with a lot of K-drama tropes while also feeling very believable and compelling, particularly given the well-executed backstory of Jinu. The success of the film is unprecedented. The animated feature is one of Netflix's highest-performing films. K-pop Demon Hunters is easily the biggest animated hit of the year, topping the Netflix streaming charts all over the world. The film currently sits at around 350.83 million hours viewed, making it the 3rd most streamed Netflix original, with Don't Look Up, 2021 in second at 414.21 million, and Red Notice, 2021, in the top spot at 454.10 million. IMDb rating: 7.7. Rotten Tomatoes score: 97% Tomatometer. 92% audience score. Metacritic score: 76 out of 100. Letterboxd rating: 3.6/5 stars. In terms of critical and audience reception, the film has earned an IMDb rating of 7.7, with a Rotten Tomatoes Tomatometer score of 97% and an audience score of 92%. Metacritic assigned the film a 76%, while Letterboxd users gave it an average rating of 3.6 out of 5 stars. As previously stated, the film's theatrical sing-along release earned first place in its opening weekend, earning around $18 to $20 million, overshadowing Weapons, which was expected to be the biggest debut of its weekend. This is surely good news for Netflix, who rarely take the risk of releasing content in theaters. K-pop Demon Hunters in comparison to Disney's recent films. The Netflix film has outperformed Disney's recent animated features. The massive success of K-pop Demon Hunters certainly puts pressure on Disney, who usually hold the top spot when it comes to animated musical features. The success of the Netflix film is especially noticeable when compared to some of Disney's more recent original animated films. 2023's Wish is the most recent animated Disney film besides sequels. And while the film wasn't necessarily a failure, it didn't live up to the expectations Disney was hoping for. Disney Movies. Year released. IMDb rating. Rotten Tomatoes score. Tangled. 2010. 7.7. 89% tomato meter. 87% audience score. Frozen. 2013. 7.4. 89% tomato meter. 85% audience score. Moana. 2016. 7.6. 95% tomato meter. 89% audience score. Wish. 2023. 5.6. 48% tomato meter. 80% audience score. On a budget of $175 to $200 million, the film grossed a box office total of $255 million, with an IMDb rating of 5.6 and a Rotten Tomatoes tomato meter score of 48%, alongside an audience score of 80%. These numbers could be considered lackluster in comparison to films like 2013's Frozen and 2016's Moana. Frozen grossed a box office of $1.280 billion on a budget of $150 million, and Moana grossed $687.2 million on a budget of $150 to $175 million. Both of these films also launched sequels and featured beloved soundtracks, not to mention the high number of merchandise sales. Wish, on the other hand, hasn't managed to maintain much pop culture relevance. While the COVID-19 pandemic affected the box office for a few years, it's clear that this is no longer the case with high-performing theatrical releases like Superman, 2025, Lilo and Stitch, and Jurassic World, Rebirth. How K-pop Demon Hunters follows the Disney formula. The Netflix film perfected many common tropes seen in Disney hits. Despite K-pop Demon Hunters being praised for its originality, upon further analysis, it very clearly follows a formula that Disney used in many of their highest-grossing films. Firstly, the film follows a trio of strong female characters, with Rumi in particular being perfectly suited to fit the mold of a 21st-century Disney princess. There are a lot of similarities between her and Frozen's Elsa, both of whom have magical abilities that they have to hide in fear of being ostracized by society and their loved ones. K-pop Demon Hunters also features the common liar revealed plot device, in which the main character's secret is revealed to their closest friends, leading to interpersonal drama that the characters will overcome in the third act. This is a plot device used in many Disney films, including Aladdin, A Bug's Life, Turning Red, and even the recent Pixar release Elio. Secondly, K-pop Demon Hunters is essentially a musical, featuring a stellar soundtrack. While most Disney films feature songs,